So, good afternoon, everyone. We're departing from tradition here we're going to be presenting a case study of the implementation of collaboration that took place at one of our partner customers, Siemens Product Lifecycle Management. My name is David Price. I work at AgreeYa Solutions. A little bit more about those at the end of the presentation. I've been making mistakes for the last 20-25 years implementing enterprise solutions around the world, and I look after our projects and solutions business here in North America. So we're actually going to present a case study around the search for enterprise collaboration and social that it was experienced by one of our partner customers, Siemens. And our presenter is actually with me here today, Brian McAvoy. He's a senior IT director with Siemens PLM software, been in the business for a very long time, and he's been leading the implementation of social at that company since its inception. So I'm going to actually hand over to Brian and allow him to take you through the story from Siemens. So thanks very much, and Brian.
Thank you, David. So just to clarify, I do not speak for Siemens Germany. I speak for Siemens PLM software. We are within the context of Siemens, a relatively small company, about 10,000 users. About 7,000 of them are developers. And that poses a particular problem because, as was commented on earlier in one of the sessions, developers are by nature introverted, so that's a heck of a lot of introversion for us to deal with when you're talking about social and collaboration. So, you can see what we do there. Anybody's holding an iPhone that was designed and manufactured using our product. If you've heard of the Mars rover, so is that. So that's the business that we're in. So the challenge came to us a couple of years ago from the CEO to find the experts. Find the experts in this company that's across the globe. How do we find answers? So here's what it felt like. Can you find the cat? This is our organization. Lots of good information, lots of junk. Find the cat. There actually is a cat in there. So, faced with that enormous challenge, we embarked on what we do best. Hey, we're IT. We know how to solve problems. We define the problem, we go through the waterfall, we come out of the other end with a great solution, right? That's the way it works. So we did what we're supposed to do. We defined the problem. Isn't this a beautiful presentation here? This is great for the executives. It puts all the terms together and tells them what problem we're trying to solve. Right. Here's our user stories. Now, if you have a chance to skim through it, you'll see the user stories start diverging rather rapidly. Everybody's trying to solve a different problem. That should be a clue, but to me it wasn't. It was like the frog in the pot of water. I didn't realize it was boiling. So we came up then with this rather clever summary for the executive of what we are trying to do. We're trying to find experts. We're trying to inform others. And we're trying to capture corporate knowledge and do it, of course, in collaborating safety and security. Nicely packaged again, our IT solution, the waterfall should work. Guess what? We got lost. We got lost in the jungle of almost solutions. Now, none of these people are bad products. These are good products. We looked at all of these products. We were this close to trying to actually go with one or more of these vendors. And we discovered various things that just were not going to work for us in our environment to find the expert and do it within the context of our fundamental platform, which was SharePoint. So what did we do? Well, we discovered there is no waterfall. The waterfall doesn't work in this case. Enterprise social is not a typical IT project. If you're into the academics of it, it's what's called a wicked problem. It's a problem where nobody agrees on what the actual problem is, and certainly therefore nobody agrees on what the solution is. So here we were trying to go from an unknown starting point to an unknown ending point on a waterfall, and we weren't getting anywhere. So you can read what the other challenges were that we faced, but that is basically what we were dealing with. Apart from the fact that the last thing, the tools were changing also. So finally, after a couple of years, we readjusted and said, remember the cat. We're looking for the cat. How do we find the expert in the solution? Core customer is our product development organization, the introverts. Core requirement is to find the expertise. The core collaboration criteria are twofold. They want to have conversations about specific technical topics, and they want to do it in communities so that they're not bombarded with lots and lots of noise. Okay, so framing the puzzle now based on what we had learned. Our solution was we need to integrate with SharePoint. In particular, we needed to integrate with the profiles. We heard very clearly we will not create more than one profile. So we need to be able to use the expertise profile and so on that's in SharePoint. We must integrate with search, and the next big one, we must integrate with the search metadata. And you'll see why the metadata is important. This is the hashtags, the folksonomy must relate in some way to the corporate taxonomy, and that's what we're dealing with. Other criteria, experience with SharePoint, we must have that, and the partner we go with must have a proven ability to deliver. So a few years ago when I was at a SharePoint conference in Anaheim, I saw this company called AgreeYa, and it said at the very bottom, CMMI level 5. I said, okay, I'll talk to these guys. They've got proven ability to deliver, they're certified, they know what they're doing. And that was the beginning of finding the right solution, putting all the pieces together and remembering the cat. Now this description here is pretty good for us to give the executives and give the team in NEF all the things that we're trying to solve at once. But instead of trying to boil the ocean, we focused on the basics. We're asked to find a local expert. Therefore, we want to be able to get the metadata and the taxonomies in place. And once we've got that, we need to be able to talk to people in communities. So we focused just on those elements for the moment. And we did it by starting with the big pieces. The big pieces were the SharePoint environment we had in place already. Then to search and find, we found a partner with a company called Concept Searching, who were here at the show also, and we partnered with our colleagues at AgreeYa for the SocialXtend product. Going forward, I'll focus on the social part, but just a word about search and find. We already have a PL search in place that allows us to do these basic tasks. And for Connect and Collaborate on PL Social, we needed to build these tasks, integrate and create full-featured communities that have lists, libraries, issues, and you'll see in a moment how we actually succeeded in that. So our task was to search for social in the enterprise, and to do so, instead of having a herd of cats, and if you can read that, it says, I'd rather manage a large software project than herd cats. So we reduced it down from a herd of cats to just 2 cats, the search cat and the social cat. And that's where we're going now. So focusing then on the social cat, this is what we found with SocialXtend. Full-featured communities and collaboration in Siemens PLM. This is an idea of what it looks like. This slide, as you know, was created a while ago. What happened this morning was a great example of how this is developing. I got an email from one of my staff saying, hey, we'd like the help desk to come along and to develop a new category so that when we're tracking business processes, we can track it here. I wrote back and said, instead of doing that, why don't we build a social community where the users can help one another, develop the processes, and then we run analytics on it to find out what the thing is. Within 2 minutes, Ken comes back and says, hey Brian, we already have 2 social communities going for the next 2 projects along the line. Why were they doing that? Because, as you'll see in a moment earlier, we used it for one of our projects. I'll skip this one. It all looks the same. It's consulting request management community leaders. This is the one we got excited about. The one on top here, the Team Center UAT, User Acceptance Testing. We are the Team Center is our PLM flagship product. It manages the manufacturing process from beginning to end. The Team Center team that actually built the product, we finally talked them into using a social community for evaluating and doing user acceptance testing on the next release. The next release, they loved it. They were actually able to have conversations about the product without going into email. They had the issues list right in front of them. They had the bug list right in front of them. They could have conversations about what was working, what was not working, and excusing themselves. It was a roaring success. Another thing that was a big success was the project team that was going with a very large aerospace customer wanted to get their planning in place. Instead of going to email, we built them a SocialXtend community, a PL social community. They got in there, they planned the project, they loved it so much they're bugging us now to allow the customer in as well, and that'll happen. And then, as if that's not enough, we are working with these good people on the next release of SocialXtend. What better way for us to examine the product and to do user acceptance testing than actually build a SocialXtend community to have a conversation about that whole thing. So success is it's coming almost at a frightening speed. So we're pushing the heck out of these guys to keep up with us, but it is a partnership together. So the lessons learned looking for the cat. Social enterprise is a wicked problem, as I described. There's no waterfall. So keep it simple, make it as simple as you can, and just gradually grow. We learned by doing, so avoid that analysis paralysis of doing it way too many times, and avoid solution pollution. By that I mean, you go to a vendor and the vendor says, we can solve all your problems. No, you can't. And everybody says, oh, we are different, but the truth is we are different. We can't solve it by just out-of-the-box solutions. Looking for the cat, so we are very pleased to have partnered with a vendor who will help us discover the problem and know that the tools are not the solutions. They're just tools. They have to understand our business and our process. So with that in mind, we set about looking for the cat. We searched, we talked, we looked together, and we found the cat. There it is, tucked in over there. So with that, David, thank you for being a good partner.
Thank you for that. I hope you found that entertaining. Just a very few brief words on AgreeYa. We've been in business for 15 years, providing software solutions and services across multiple verticals around the world. We're headquartered in California, and we are a global delivery capable organization. 1,200 staff around the world, and we have 15 offices in 8 different countries. As you can see, we've worked with a wide range of different types of customers, ranging from startups all the way to major enterprises, and we make extensive use of solution delivery accelerators or reusable code in executing the projects and the work that we do around the world. Obviously, specifically around Microsoft, we support a center of excellence around SharePoint and the other technologies built on top of it. And we have implemented SharePoint for numerous companies all the way up to Fortune 500 firms. We have, as I mentioned, to summarize, a global delivery capability. We are a Microsoft Gold partner. We have, of course, as you've noticed, we built all our own technology on top of the SharePoint platform. And you can find us at booth 2130 if you'd like to come and talk more to us or learn more from Brian over the rest of the show. With that, I was going to sort of open it up and see if anyone had any questions for Brian in our remaining time. Anyone out there? If not, well, we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. Thank you very much.